My name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Black Series Edition LLC. We do have a company called Crystal Edge Technology Screens. All right. You'll hear a little coughing on the camera. As I told you before, I am nursing my cold, getting through it. God's blessing. So what we're going to be talking about today is paying more money for projectors. Just having to buy. You have to spend more money for more projectors or more expensive projectors to make up for what the white and gray screens can't do. So right here we have on this side, we have our Christie I think it's a 505. I think it's a 5. Let me make sure. Let me make sure we get this correct. It's a LWU501i, and then on this side over here we got the Sony VPL Fh30. My cost for this projector was around $300. My cost for this projector was $270. So really don't have to spend a lot of money for an expensive projector. Really don't have to worry about contrast, don't have to worry about any of that. And of course, Google says that the reason why black technology is more advanced because it just gives you a much better picture, clear and higher contrast image. That's what Google says. Okay, I'm just going by what they say. So we got the quote right there. Of course, that's just basic common sense. It really is. You know, the reason why people buy screen projectors with insane amount of contrast is to pull up a sharper, more detailed image. And the screen's already black, so it already has that already built into it. So no matter what projector we have here, they're all going to be able to do give off amazing images due to the fact that screens are 100% black. This is why we tell you that black is the future. All right, so let's get this party started. So I'm on this side, and we'll be on this side. And of course, fully lit environment as always, because I told you before, black technology is the best when it comes to ambient light rejection technology. This is why we made the final decision to remove all gray products completely off the website. Gunmetal will be leaving today off the site because again, it's a product we don't need to make. There's no point in wasting the time and the resource to make this gray and to make this gunmetal for what? Black technology does it all. So in our demonstrations, when you see us post those pre-recorded videos we've already done, and we put down black technology is the future, we put down that matching better our demonstrations, we know this is something a gray screen could never, or a white screen could never achieve without you spending more money for the projector. You can't pick up contrast, so you're going to be spending money on that. You're going to need much higher lumen counts because they don't do well in fully lit environments. And again, this is a screen that's having a very difficult time maintaining a fully lit environment. You're going to introduce more light to the screen. They do require to be calibrated because the colors don't maintain too well. They wash out. So this is going to cause you all kinds of problems, and it's going to cost you a lot of money. Got a commercial popping up on that side. There we go. Keep in control of the commercials. On top of that, projector mapping applications is something you cannot do with gray and white screens. It doesn't do well with them at all. It washes out completely. Even when we're in a dark environment. Gee whiz. They keep me busy with these commercials on and up. There we go. Oh, back-to-back battle going on here. But anyway, yeah. So outside applications, yeah, black technology is more superior. I have no idea why people use white screens outside. Well, I guess because that's tradition. That's why they use white screens outside. But a white screen outside is a complete fail. And like I said, from Google sitting there saying that, let me see where it says. This means that the screen can be used for indoor and outdoor activities while producing a superior picture. That is 100% true. Because we have a grid, we call it the grid. It's been unchallenged. It has one of the most demonstrations on and off YouTube of outdoor demonstrations on every level you can possibly think of. There is no white screen that will ever match black technology, not even outside. This is the area where we're going to basically run over like a steamroller. This is going to be like really easy to do. I mean, pretty much we have to just do one inflatable screen in the park, coat one side of it white, and we'll keep one side of it white and coat one side with our black technology, and that's it. Done deal. We know the white screen won't even generate. Even at 7,000 lumens, which we're going to be using out there, 7,000 lumens, we don't need it. But just to show them that even with an overkill projector, that white surface still can't register. We want to be able to cancel out all doubt, because we'll have people say, well, you know, if I go with a much higher lumen projector, I'll be able to fix that problem. No, you will not be able to fix that problem. You're just going to make it worse. Now, one of the other things is, what about white levels? Well, put it this way. You wouldn't be able to see anything here or here without white levels. That means the screen has to be to produce a bright enough image so you can see it, so it must be to produce a high enough white level. So you wouldn't be able to see this. It'd be virtually impossible. And I know we get people that are afraid of the black technology. We understand. You do fear it. But as I said before, you're going to have to develop, you're going to have to join in. Because what's going to happen is if you don't, like I said, people are not going to bother with the gray product. The gray product has been obsolete a long time ago. The only reason why people buy it because the gunmetals are extremely expensive. But now, since our technology is now starting to flood just about everything, this is where people are going to go to buy. It's more superior technology. As for gunmetal technology and certified screens, I think we backed that up enough to show at the end of the day where we stand at. A customer talked to me the other day and he was like, yeah, I saw that with Diamond. I said, yeah, we went toe to toe with Diamond. Diamond, basically, we showed them off some technology. We did some testing and we were able to match one of their screens. Interesting. By choice, if we wanted to, and I've done enough testing on certified screens, I know how to mimic their technology through paint. I know exactly how to tone it just right to be able to match their screens and pass all tests while doing it. But that's not our interest. Our interest is to have a product that dominates that technology, and also too, on top of it, costs the customer far less. Customers are willing to spend $500 and $600 for our technology because we can do things that no other screen can do. And again, by Google's quote and point of view, that makes us the more superior technology, which means our technology should be worth way more than what we charge for it. But I want to keep my product low so that way every customer can afford it. And that pretty much puts a bit of a ruffle in the certified, companies at the end of the day. They don't like that at all, period. They'd rather have us join with them and keep the price at a certain level so only a certain class can actually buy that product, not you. That's what they want. But we chose not to take that road. We chose to take the road so everybody can afford it. Look at that. Look how impressive that is. Isn't that amazing? That's on a $270 projector. As for the projection companies, well, they're going to be upset too. What's the point of charging the customer all this money for a projector with an insane amount of contrast if it's never needed? How much money you save on a projector that has a 2,000 to 1 or 3,000 to 1 contrast? It's extremely cheap. I've got Neoson commercial popping up over here. I like these lights. These are LED lights. These lights are actually LED, very bright. Now, how I've got plans for my showroom is we are getting an environment with a ton of windows. Oh, it's very important to have tons of windows. Lots of light, bright white walls. The brighter the area, the better. Because we want to show that when people walk through that showroom, these are not going to be screens that are going to be protected. The screen's going to be exposed to as much light as possible. Because I want customers to understand that we're actually debunking the theory that you have to be stuck in a dark environment. You have to manipulate your environment to get the screen to work. You got to calibrate. You got to spend the money for expensive projectors and blah, 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 blah.
We're really ready. Just attach it to the windshield and zip up to 60% on the holes. I guess you can see become a road trip today.
That's what this commercial run through. Which one is this one? Nope, that's that one. This one should be changed over. There we go. That's what we want to do. We want to debunk that theory. Let me see what's going on here. We got 2 fire sticks in the hand. Make sure we got which is right. We got it mixed up. All right. AK Earth. There's some nice ones in here. I'll stick Tiger Blue over here. Now, you see that background right there? Right there. Right there. See that right there? That is supposed to be 100% black. I've seen this logo pop up quite a few times on gray screens, and it comes up gray. No, that logo is supposed to be black. So that shine comes off of it. See how bright the yellow comes up? But that background is supposed to be black. I've seen that come up gray. I can't express this enough, all right? And I have to say this because we don't develop great technology. We don't do it. We're not bothered with it anymore. Those of you who make these great products at the end of the day, stop showing OLED demonstrations. Just stop it. The OLED demonstrations are strictly designed for black technology. It's not developed for gray. You don't pick it up correctly. Your colors are washed out. Your contrast levels are not picking up. It's poor. I seen one where someone had the pencils. They had the OLED with the pencils that come up, and those zoom in on the colors. You're missing the whole purpose of the whole demonstration. Yes, it has something to do with the colors, but the black background always remaining black while the colors remain bright and vivid plays a huge role in the OLED demonstrations. And I see them go, look, we can pick, and you're not picking up any contrast. Stop it. Your image is not even sharp, it's dull, it's washed out. In order for you to pick up a sharp or vivid picture, you have to have contrast. You have to have heavy amounts of contrast to do this. So your picture images are dull and washed out. That's why you have to be in dark environments to improve it. That's why you have to calibrate to improve it. That's why you have to spend the money for expensive projectors to improve it. We're here on projectors that were discontinued in 2012. You actually cost the consumer more money. And if any of you who make these products in the day want to argue with me, you want to go projector price-wise, my projector, what I paid for mine versus what you guys paid for yours. Guarantee I come out a lot cheaper. Look at the beautiful color in that right there. That calibration, man, that light's been going on for so long. At one point, it was needed. When you had a white projection screen, calibration was needed. It's something that you had to have. Being in a dark environment, having a white screen, something you had to have. You had no choice. Today, with the technology we have in projectors now, are you kidding me? There's projectors that are way beyond what we have here. And you mean to tell me these people are still stuck in the same dark environment as white screens were being displayed way back then? I don't get that one. No, why does she keep doing this? Get back to my video. There we go. Got a nice pull over up there. Let's take a nice little walk. Blinds are always open. Plenty of light. My room is 11 feet by 11 feet, so each projector next to the wall stands at 11 feet from the screen. See, that's why I told you, that is the excuse. The big excuse is that you have to have an ambient light controlled environment in order to optimize your viewing pleasure. AKA, screen doesn't have proper ambient light rejection technology. Sorry about that. It's not picking up all that well. You have to calibrate. And calibration means that the screen can't maintain color, and it has poor ambient light rejection technology. If you're telling customers at the end of the day, or if you're doing demonstrations and you're on a calibrated projector, that means what happens to the customer who's not on a calibrated projector? Is he or she forced to do calibration because that's the only way they're going to be able to have the exact same image that the person is displaying in the video? What if they don't want to calibrate? My personal favorite is dark environments. No person in their right mind is going to change out their environment. They're not going to darken their environment for a projection screen. They're not going to do it. Especially if you're advertising it to be a TV. Now the reason why we do this, and I bring my camera up and bring it down, because on that black screen, that technology is supposed to show corner to corner sharp. There's not supposed to be any shadows or discoloration, none of that. It's supposed to be clean all the way across, edge to edge. Beautiful thing about benefits of black technology, no borders. Every screen you make is completely borderless. I can change out any size screen, any aspect ratio here if I want to, because my surface is completely borderless. Fully ultra short throw compatible. Yesterday you watched me take my projector that was doing a screen size of 129/1610 and pull it back and expand my screen size even bigger right on camera without losing any picture quality whatsoever. That means the bigger we made the screen, the more light introduces itself to the surface, to the screen itself. No problem whatsoever. That's why when I see people who have the P2s and LG and all those different projectors, you're squeezed into that 100-inch or 120-inch, and you think that's the biggest size you can get out of the projector, man, you're lying to yourself. You know how big an image you can get out of a P2? Just can't get that out of a gray and white screen, because if you expand that to the size that we use, that's the screen that's going to be introduced to 10 times more light, and that means it's going to wash out even faster. When I got the Optima GT 55 and 56, both of those projectors are only designed to do 100 inches. I had a 140-inch outside, and then the screen I had designed for it inside was 126 inches. Let's come over here on this different direction over here. I want to do this view right over here. I like this view, because in that way I get the window light, I get the side view of my screen, which I like to do, and I get the window light at the same time. Oh man, it's probably always changing when I go over there. Which one we got? This one. This one. Good. Samsung 4K demonstrations. So when I sit in my chair over here, I can watch whatever I want. I can watch sports on this side, I can watch cartoons on this side. Doesn't make a difference. Sony 4K demonstrations. Sony 4K demonstrations. Let's go someplace they can never ever go. Can't go there because you can't pick up. They can't pick up the contrast level. It won't register. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a little talk on that one right there. For the gray screen makers, stop doing OLED demonstrations. Just really just stop it. When you do demonstrations on a contrast level, you must be in a fully lit environment when you do this. That way the customer knows exactly he or she what the contrast levels are going to lay in a fully lit environment. If you constantly do these demonstrations in the dark, what happens when the customer does it in a fully lit environment? What's the reaction going to happen? What's going to happen? The screen's going to wash out. Completely gone. This is why I can't stand when people do demonstrations on ultra short throws, because that's a cheap projector. It's a cheap projector if you're doing demonstrations constantly off of it, because again, there's no distance throw. A lot of things can change in picture quality between a projector sitting back at 18 feet, between the projector 18 feet and the projector sitting a foot away from a screen. A whole lot can go on. Keep in mind, your lumen count is going to drop 10 times faster at a distance throw than you sitting on top of a screen. So that screen is going to be to maintain a more brighter, more sharper image because it's closer to the screen. If you change the environment and you make it darker, then that screen has another plus side attached to it. Because that means now it's able to maintain better because it's fighting less light. So what happens if the customer is using a long throw? All right, now we got a problem because then the distance throw is going to be there now, and he uses it in a well-lit environment. That's why when you watch demonstrations on certain customers on certain products, they don't pull. They have problems in the environment. That's why you don't base all your demonstrations off ultra short throws. It's a bad idea. That's why when we come in here, you notice we'll change projectors up. We'll get the 1,000 lumen projectors. We'll get 50 lumens. We just change it up in here as we go along. Every time we turn around, the projectors are being swapped out to something different. Every projector that I have in this house, in my collection, will pull up on this screen in here with no problem. Sorry about that. For you hardcore, sorry about that. For you hardcore gamers out there, why are you gaming on a gray screen? You buy a black monitor, right? When you go out and buy a monitor set up for your PC gaming or whatever you do, you go buy a gray monitor, you go buy a black monitor. What do you go buy? You buy a black monitor. It's all about the contrast, ain't it? When it comes to gamer, it's all about the contrast. Why the frick are you gaming on a gray screen? Colors are off, everything's off. Can't even deal with this technology. Oh, we got to do the gaming demonstrations. We might do them today because I got some orders we got to take care of. I have to be at the post office. I've got some orders I got to go overseas. Make sure we don't get these mixed up again. Fire suits get mixed up left and right in here. This is my personal favorite. They love doing this one right here. They'll do this one right in the dark and go, look, contrast. No. You're not picking up any contrast. You want to do a contrast demonstration? Show me a fully lit environment. All right, so let's get it down to this point right here. Why we feel the gray screen is obsolete. You can't see contrast. You just can't pick it up. It requires expensive projectors to do it. You literally have to overkill on contrast in order to pick up on your screen, and that costs money. If you're saying at the end of the day that black screens don't see white levels, well, you wouldn't be to see that. That'd be virtually impossible. None of my customers on our products wouldn't be able to see it. And the intro video of the church with the 7,000 lumen projector on a screen over 1,000 inches, they wouldn't have picked up. So there's all those people, including right here, we're just me, and when we had the showroom set up, and when I had people coming in, also got a few people that are asking to invest in the company. Yeah, because we know what's going to happen when we hit offline. We're going to be still online. Keep in mind. We're going to be still online. Our website's designed to take orders. But when people are walking into a showroom and they're watching screens like this fire up like you see on camera every single day, yeah, it's going to cause interest in people who want to invest in our company and people. But again, I told you, I'm trying to keep the company to a certain level. I don't want it to be, you know, I'm trying to keep it like a mom and pop. So that's what I want. So Where's that theory going to go at next? Oh, all those people must be brainwashed. You must have a brainwash machine in there. Oh, I must be Thanos. One or the other, something, right? No, accept it. We know why you do the demonstrations, because it's fear. It's absolute fear. That you know that we're talking about the great people make great products. It's fear. Your product is obsolete. You literally have house paint today that are blended so well they can literally match a gray screen paint now. I'm so glad I don't make gray paint anymore. I'm happy I don't. And even when we developed great technology, we had to test our stuff against that stuff. To show we weren't matching it. Oh, what we got on here next? We got this pretty iguana over here. Let me see. Starfield screensaver. I don't like that one. They can't stand the Starfield screensavers. One of the demonstrations they hate the most. AK desired nature. We do this a lot because this demonstration has been done complete fail. People do these in the dark. Oh, let's do this out of space one. I haven't done this one in a while. I like this one. This has really cool music attached to it. So yeah, our technology, I don't know about anybody else's do black, I don't know. But our technology, we can maintain our white levels perfectly fine. As you can see, if we couldn't, you wouldn't be to see the satellite and the blue planet move across my screen. That'd be impossible. So we can maintain those white levels with no problem. We can knock out certifies with no problem. We can be in fully lit environments and ultra short though compatible and all that good stuff with no problem. What about the gray screen? Can't see contrast levels, requires expensive projectors. Definitely using that stuff outside, that is not going to work too well. I mean, if that stuff is having a difficult time struggling inside, outside is not going to go well for it. Like I said, it served its purpose. We used to make this stuff 10 years ago. 10 or 12 years ago, we used to make this stuff. And it served its purpose. What it was designed to do. It was designed, excuse me, to be able to produce better contrast and color than a white screen. That's the whole purpose of great products when they were designed. If anyone tells you anything else, no, they don't know what they're talking about. Because right now, if we weren't in the picture, the more superior technology would be gunmetal. They would be the top. Because the whole purpose of the gunmetal when it launched was to produce a darker contrast level and better color. Especially on top of that, to be the advanced ambient light rejection technology, to be able to use it in fully lit environments. That's why gunmetal screens have such high gains. So now you got black technology. You have a 100% contrast level, a screen that can maintain its white levels, because if it didn't, you wouldn't be to see all this good stuff right now. And it's insane with ambient light rejection technology, is a beast. Costs less than gunmetal technology. This is why we're going to dominate the market. We got the perfect technology. And if you don't believe me, you can ask Google. I'm surprised. I'm not a big fan of Diablo, but I'm surprised when they pump a game like that on exclusive. I'm surprised. Well, not exclusive, but I'm surprised they didn't do like a limited edition box, because usually that's what they do. Was it Resident Evil? Resident Evil had a limited edition box. Halo had a limited edition box. Gears of War had a limited edition box. There's a bunch of them had a limited edition. Oh, Titanfall, they had one too. I don't see a lot of limited edition boxes anymore. Bookcase, no screensaver. I explained to you the most dangerous screen that you can have on the planet is a black screen that can read white light. Now, for those of you, I know we got people out there right now trying to make black products. I don't care at the end of the day. our history on developing black technology literally goes so far back that, and then for anyone to be able to come up and say they can do the same thing we can do, well, you're going to have to pass all my tests. You're going to have to do the exact same thing my product does. And I go back 8 years, way back. So we set the bar pretty high. And then what's going to happen is people do buy from us and buy from us only. And the first thing they're going to ask is they're going to compare you to us. They're going to compare you to our demonstrations. That's what they're going to do. So that means that you're going to have to work extra hard, harder than you ever worked before. And that's good, because that means that better products will be launched out on the market and people will have better products. I could have came out and I could have cut corners like everybody else. Didn't do that. Because this product, I use it every single day in my home. I guarantee you half of the great products you see right now are not even being used in the homes right now. I guarantee you they got TVs in there somewhere. How are you going to use it? The screen doesn't pick up. The only way you can use it is you're in a dark environment 24/7. So there's no way in the world they're using that thing in there in a fully lit environment. There's no way. When the cameras are on, this is when the screen works. When the cameras are off, I guarantee you they don't even use it. If they are using, the picture quality is very poor. I love that wet snowstorm. We're going to do a lot of these and the demonstrations for the showroom. I mentioned art gallery because the art gallery is going to be like a showroom. So I'm going to be getting these massive, huge picture frames. Some are going to be coated with black invisible technology where the projectors are going to be on the other end, because I don't want anyone to see any of the projectors. So in the showroom, people will see just these big black picture frames. And it's going to be real nice. And then when we activate the projectors, they're going to be behind the screens and they're going to be popping up. That's to promote our invisible black technology. Then we'll have the floor display, we'll have the ceiling display, but areas you can walk in, and you can walk into a whole entire submerged environment. All that, and the price of what we paid for to do this is going to show customers that they can do this. Why do you think I was at the other house developing environments? Because there's a bigger plan. Anytime we're doing something, there's always a bigger plan. And the reason why I was setting up those environments is training myself and teaching myself how to do all this. Of course, my Lord and Savior has blessed me with all this information on how to build and create these environments. So when we're ready and we get that showroom set up, we can build these environments where people can walk in and go, wow, this is crazy. That's the kind of reaction I want. We're even going to have a paint wall in one of them where customers can come in, they can suit up, so mess their clothes up, suit up, sound a little waiver, because I don't know anything that happened in there. But you're not going to get hurt with paint, but you'd be surprised. Better safe than sorry. And they can paint their own screen in, set up their projector and sit there and watch. Doesn't have to be pretty. They just paint it in. We'll put a little square area and they paint it to the little square area. Show them how easy it is. Hands-on, easy. Anybody can do it. All right, people. I don't want to take too much of your time here. I got much to do today. The cold's getting a little better. At least it is leaving my body, so that's good. At one point, it just wanted to stay on like grim death. But God was like, nope, it ain't going to happen. All right, and of course, we thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing us with amazing technology. As always, 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 always blessed. I got to go. Thank you all, and y'all have a wonderful day. Be safe.